Guys, it's Copper Cutlass. Sorry about the glare. I put like a work light over here behind me. Sometimes I get a weird glare, but it's Sunday. I got to do leaves today. But before I do all that, I have to get this valve cover off. And since I am not taking the Pontiac apart, as I had mentioned before, for many, many reasons, got rid of a couple things, by the way. Had a guy pick up the 350 olds that was like cherry, removed, it ran, and the transmission and a set of number 3 heads. Got his money's worth definitely in just cores alone. It's good stuff. The 427's under there, our old Scooty Poof Juniors over there, and you guys can see we got the welder out because we've been working on the fenders, and that all went really well yesterday. I'm happy with that. We can move forward with that, but I actually have to check the installed spring height on these cylinder heads because I got pretty much everything priced out minus the cam, but I need a cam. So I'm getting solid roller cam. I'm going with Mal pistons. Sorry. And then we're going to probably go with an ATI balancer or a BHJ, depending on availability. I do like the BHJs just because they're kind of plain basic, but they're sturdy. We've used them before. So we're going to be building a short block. I got to thank my buddy David Meyer, who, those are his fenders. Been working on his car. He's got my block over at TNT Race Engines, where he does cylinder head work there. And I actually took my crank over by his place to have that checked and polished. I think it'll just take a polish. And I have rods. I just measured the pin diameter, and it's right where it needs to be for the piston pins, because we're going to be using a floating pin. And so really, the goal over this winter is to build a short block. We already got like a Moroso deep pan. We got an oil pump that I think I'm just going to clean up and have spec'd out because it itself was actually good. But then again, I could put a new one in there and not really worry about it. It's not even a matter of that. But we got a lot of parts. We got a lot of goodies. And I just kind of want another short block to replace this one when the time comes when we are ready. Maybe we'll get another full season out of this engine combination. The oil pressure is still really good. There's no noises, no nothing. This thing just doesn't miss a beat, or hasn't at least. But we got some work to do to get our short block together. And, we also have a nice electric water pump for that. We got a lot of good stuff for that short block. And I think if we can make a couple more horsepower out of it with a solid roller, I think, we might be able to scrape, maybe a 1090 something. I would be really happy with that. As mediocre as it sounds, I know 10s aren't the fastest these days, but I would be really happy with that. And, I also plan on taking the diff cover off at some point and inspecting the gears in the back. The last time in the burnout box at our home track, I felt something move, and I'm worried about the carrier or the spool. Between my driveway really beats up the spool. I got the old spool over here, and the splines in there were just a little bit beat up. Not necessarily twisted, just beat up from constantly turning in and out of my driveway. It's tight and it's like a climb. But for now, I got to pop off this valve cover, rope up a cylinder, and go from there. So we'll let you guys go, and maybe I'll make another little insert to this. All right, guys, so I didn't really make any in progress videos, but I took a bunch of pictures. I'll put them up at the end of this video. I measured the installed spring height. It's at 1.850. We're going to go with a solid roller, and we needed to get the installed spring height info so that, we're not going to order a cam that we can't get springs for, because I'm running these heads, this whole top end. I'm running this top end again. So I also finally drained the water out of the block. I needed to put some antifreeze in there. And we ran out whatever little fuel was left in our fuel system. And yeah, from here, as I mentioned, I think I got stuff at the machine shop, and we will see you guys in the next thing we do, which I think the next thing I'm going to do is probably pop off the diff cover, probably put on the shocks, and get some shock studs. And yeah, just a lot of little minor stuff I'm going to be doing, along with working on the fenders. I'm tired. I did leaves. I got the snowblower fired up. And we'll see you guys. Share, like, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram as Copper Colors. We'll see you guys around.